What's up, everyone? It's time for Ask a Life Coach, and I'm ready if you are. What is normal now that will be considered unethical and barbaric in 100 years? Whew, a future prediction question. Let me start with something that I say often, and that's that predicting the future is dangerous business. It's often much healthier and leads to much more joy and happiness to live in the now. And oftentimes when we think we can predict short-term consequences, we end up being wrong. And when we think we can predict long-term consequences, we end up being monumentally wrong. So I generally try to avoid the prediction game, but for the sake of the show, since the question was asked, let's just pontificate. 100 years, huh? So, okay, that's trying to do math. 2,121. All right. What will seem barbaric now? The two kind of most immediate things that come to mind are, one, the way that we treat other fellow beings, other non-human animals. I think at some point we will probably just feel more connection to and camaraderie to all forms of life, and be maybe slightly appalled by how we've just been using animals as a means to an end in so many cases, and probably substantially underestimating their intelligence and their emotional capacities to suffer, experience pleasure, etc. So that's the first one that comes to mind. The second one is our punishment system. Prison in particular, this idea that locking people in cages for years at a time could be efficient, effective, ethical, anything less than insanely horrific and psychologically torturous, which of course it is. And as we know, it's not even effective. So I think with punishment in general, you've really got to think about, okay, we're intentionally harming people. Is that ethical? And is that ethical when we're not doing so in a way that's really tailored to any healthy, productive ends? So the way we treat animals, the way we punish humans or other perceived wrongdoers, those two definitely come to mind. I don't know if in 100 years traditional academia will reach the level of being seen as barbaric, but this idea that people are supposed to sit in a desk, especially children, sit in a desk 8 hours a day and listen and absorb information. There's not enough playfulness in it. There's not enough creativity and exploration in it. And we are, slowly making progress within education, just like we do most places. But I think we have a long way to go. And yeah, it's possible that in 100 years, we'll also think, what the heck were we doing when we called this teaching, when we called this learning? Was this really the only or the best way, or were we just kind of following along with traditions and seeing where those took us? So those are the first three that come to mind, so I'm just going to go with them. It's a fun question, and I appreciate you asking it. I appreciate you all tuning in as well, of course. So thanks. Hopefully that was at least a little bit amusing and interesting, and I'll see you back here in the next one.